Gentlemen, Mr. Kalbavi Prakash Rao is the session's chair for our interaction with the Kernel buyers right now. As he moderates this session, it's time for me to start inviting other people onto the stage. Our other guests joining for this panel are going to be Mr. Ashok Kumar Jain of Cashew King Nut and Commodities. Mr. Varun Nevatia is from SV Traders Amritsar. Mr. Vikas Nahar is the CEO of Hapilo. He's joining us online. Mr. Mayank Rastogi is from Blinkit India Private Limited. And Mr. Vinay Malpani is from Mewa, Mitra. For now, I leave it with Mr. Kalbavi Prakash Rao.
First and foremost, I want to thank all of you being here. Let me begin by setting the context for why this conversation is so vital at this point of time. Well, over the last 15 years, our industry has undergone a remarkable transformation. In terms of processing, technology has evolved from manual processing to mechanization and now to advanced automation and even AI integration. As a result, our kernel output has nearly doubled, growing from 225,000 tons to 425,000 metric tons, which is almost double or 90% growth that we've seen in the last 15 years. Well, the market landscape has shifted too. We have moved from the general trade to the modern retail. We are moving, general trade is very big, from traditional e-commerce to quick commerce, and these disruptions are reshaping consumer behavior and supply chains. Well, in terms of processing origins that we are processing at this point of time, today over 20 countries are actively involved in bringing unique product characteristics and quality profiles for the kernels that we are manufacturing. Buyer segments have diversified, from the traditional traders and retailers and the consumers that we were always thinking. We are now looking at the end users, particularly the ingredient segment, in confectionery, the sweet meat industry, the HoReCa segment, the frozen desserts. All of this are going through an amazing, amazing transformation. So even though our consumption is growing steadily at 7 to 8% annually, the way we manage market today is far more complex than it used to be. So in this evolving landscape, the kernel buyers and marketeers are now the key drivers of value and strategy in our trade. Over the past 2 years, past 2 days, I heard so many of us here talking about, putting up a 20-ton, 50-ton, 100-ton plant, which means everyone is definitely on an expanding their existing operations, and clearly the focus is on scaling up rapidly. Setting up operations and operating a mechanical plant is today no longer a main challenge. At the current pace, we are likely to cross 2 million tons in processing capacity in the next few years. I won't be surprised if we do more than 1.8 this year itself. So the key questions are, we equally prepared to market these kernels and drive consumption to match this growth. I think this is what we really need to focus in this panel today. And I'm very happy that we have a very good panel. We have Mr. Ashok Kumar Jain, who's already been introduced, Cashew King Nut and Commodities. He's from our own local area, Pandrutti here. Mr. Varun Nevatia, SV Traders from Amritsar. We have Vikas Nahar, who is the CEO of Hapilo, who is joining us online. He's yet to join us, I'm told. We have Mr. Mayank Rastogi from Blinkit, the quick commerce people. And we have the true Mewa Mitra, Vinay Malpani, also with us. So I will straight away begin this panel discussion with this brief introduction and remarks. Thank you very much. Let me first start this panel discussion with a question to the Mewa Mitra. Vinay, as I mentioned, the number of units, the number of processing ability, and the quantity of kernels that is coming into the markets with so many different origins, it's indeed very difficult for a consumer or a trader or whoever it is to, see what he needs to pick, how does he really differentiate the quality. And Vinay, I'm told, has done something very unique recently to, help the consumers make up his mind on this. I think I would first like to know how is he differentiated from the general trade by this initiative? Vinay ji.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। सबसे पहले तो आप सबको नमस्कार, वणक्कम और मेरा प्रणाम। देखिए, जो आप अलग अलग ओरिजिन्स, अलग अलग सेंटर के जो माल हैं, ये मैं लगभग 22 साल से ट्रेड कर रहा हूँ और मैंने कई सारी समस्याओं को देखा कि दो तरीके से ग्राहक आता है, वो दो चीज़ पूछता है, साहब W320 है क्या, और दूसरा आता है कि साहब 750 रुपये का माल है क्या। मतलब रेट वाइज ग्रेड और ग्रेड वाइज रेट, दो तरीके के बाज़ार चलते हैं। अब वो आता है, उन दोनों को सेटिस्फाई कैसे करें। हम अपनी दुकान खोल करके बैठे हैं, साहब W240 है क्या, तो पहला दिखाते हैं, फिर दूसरा दिखाते हैं, तीसरा दिखाते हैं। 3 दिखाने के बाद वो अगली दुकान पे चले जाता है, शॉप हॉपिंग करता है, लास्ट में 5 जगह जाके थक करके एक जगह हाँ कर देता है कि साहब हाँ ये ठीक है माल, ये भेज दो आप। तो हमने एक यूनिक होलसेल कैशू एक्सपीरियंस स्टोर खोला है, जिस पे लगभग 250 वेराइटीज़ करीब करीब के काजू के हमने खोले हैं। हर ग्रेड को, सब ग्रेड्स को प्रॉपर जगह दी है। तो पहला एडवांटेज क्या होता है कि विजुअल वाव जो आता है, देखते ही ग्रेड को यूनिफॉर्मिटी दिखती है। मान लीजिए W180 एक साथ प्लेस्ड है, तो एक साथ एक यूनिफॉर्मिटी दिखती है W180 ग्रेड्स की, एक विजुअल इफेक्ट आता है, कलर्स आते हैं। और हर सेंटर का, मान लीजिए पनरुट्टी हो गया, मैंगलोर हो गया, कोलम हो गया, हर जगह के माल है, अलग अलग प्रोसेसर्स के माल है, तो डिसीजन लेने में बहुत ईजी हो जाता है कंज्यूमर को। और वो अपनी जो जो अपने दिमाग में पिक्चर लेके आए कि मुझे 800 रुपये में W240 चाहिए, तो 800 रुपये के हिसाब से उसके लिए कौन सा ग्रेड ठीक है, और W240 में वो देख लेता है। या फिर वो रेट वाइज देख रहा है, तो रेट वाइज में अपने आप ऑप्शंस देख लेता है। तो इस पूरे अभी हम लोग को लगभग 50 डेज़ हुए हैं। इसके 50 डेज़ के एक्सपीरियंस में मैंने देखा है कि कंज्यूमर बहुत कन्विंस होकर के माल को ख़रीदता है। उसको वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी दिख रही है कि कुछ भी चीज़ हम छुपा नहीं रहे। देखता है, आराम से फील करता है और टेस्ट करता है और तुरंत खरीद लेता है ट्रस्ट के साथ। जिस बकेट में जिसका माल आ रहा है उसी बकेट में वो रखा हुआ है, तो उसको ये भी हो जाता है कि हाँ भाई मैं सही माल देख रहा हूँ। सपोज़ आपका कलबावी कैशू का अगर बकेट रखा हुआ है और उसी में वो माल है, तो ऐसा नहीं कि हमने कोई जार में रखा हुआ है, उस जार में कुछ भी चीज़ करा जा सकता है, तो वो ऐसा कुछ भी चीज़ नहीं किया हुआ है। तो हर ग्रेड को अपनी अपनी जगह देख करके वो अपने हिसाब से डिसीजन बहुत इजीली ले लेता है। टॉप टू बॉटम सब कुछ रखे हुए हैं, तो इजी है इसको।
Excellent initiative. I think he needs a big round of applause for this. As I mentioned, that the markets are evolving, the modern trades are evolving, and Vinay, as a GT trader, has tried to make it like a modern trade for himself. That is, he's making these samples available directly from the cans and helping people decide. So Vinay has moved forward and brought in wonderful concepts in how GT can survive and GT can grow and how GT can. I think Vinay, I just want to add and ask whether this is also leading to any price discovery. Are you putting up the prices before, or are you looking at what they really need and then?
Yes, sir, definitely. What we are doing, that we have kept 100% fixed rate shop. There is no bargaining. The tags are placed over there in each bucket. You can come, decide and choose. And as a processor point of view, it is very easy. No processor, for example, if you want to visit 10, 20 factories, no processor will show you the actual grade, and you cannot actually find, for example, if I have to buy a W320 from you, I will ask, sir, your price is too high. Bolas are giving at lesser price. Or suppose from Kollam, I am BLC, I am buying at lesser price. This is just by word I am bargaining. But you come over there, you can find the difference, that what actually that price, the quality has been given by some other processors. So for you also, price discovery is very easy. For a consumer who is buying, for them also it is very easy, because he unnecessarily have to not to go to different shops and find. For example, if a retailer is coming to Jaipur, I'm just giving a normal example. If a retailer from Sikar comes to Jaipur and he has to buy a cashew, he is not coming just to buy a cashew. He is coming with complete list of items which he needs to buy. He is going to buy black pepper, cashew, cardamom, everything. So he will visit each and every shop. Initially, he comes to me, then he goes to some other shop. He doesn't remember which grade actually he saw at 750 rupees. When he sees in just, I mean, 10, 15 buckets easily, he can easily decide and find his right product.
Excellent, Vinay. I think a true innovator. I think most of the modern retail, I mean, most of the general trade will look at your model and implement this in their stores too. Staying on with the GT, I would now like to go to Varun ji. He's from SV Traders from Punjab, which is a very, very strong consumer in the north for us, also a value adder. So I want to ask him online, quick commerce, and modern retail, and all these are the buzzwords today in your Kirana trade today. How will you, as a trader, differentiate yourself going forward? What will be the role of the general trade in our industry over the next 5 years? This is the big question. What many people are saying, that the sales in the general trade are looking down. What is it that you are going to make in terms of differentiating yourself and seeing how we can hold on to the general trade margins? Yes.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Firstly, I thanks AICA and especially to Ramkrishnan sir for allowing me to join this session. And the question is, as quick commerce and e-commerce is mainly focusly on the speed. They mainly focus on the speed, but in the general trade, we focus on 3 Qs: quantity, quality, and cute. The quantity we will give in the house, in stocks, and quality, variety of quality, but they didn't give. They give only limited stocks, and they buy in bulk, but they sell in very lesser quality, or they cater only the small consumers like 1 kilo or 2 kilo. But the general trader, they are ready to deliver the variety of goods with the main reason is there is a trust between the trader and the semi-wholesaler. We are also selling at means 1 kilo to cater 1 kilo to 1,000 kilo up to the customers. And the main thing is that कि general trade में दुकान छोटी हो सकती है पर रीच छोटी नहीं हो सकती कि दुकान जितनी मर्जी छोटी हो उसकी रीच अच्छी है, वो कहीं भी क्या कहते हैं कुछ भी सेल कर सकता है. तो जनरल ट्रेडर के लिए और नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स के लिए इसको हम ऐसे सोचते हैं कि 5 इयर्स में जो क्विक कॉमर्स है वो टेक्नोलॉजी पे ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट है, तो वो टेक को बिलीव करेगा, पर जो ट्रस्ट बिल्डिंग है ना एक डीलर टू डीलर और बिजनेसमैन टू बिजनेसमैन, वो बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है. तो उनका जो है वो टेक अपनाएंगे, हमारा विश्वास और विहार दोनों काम आएगा. थैंक यू.
Was excellent. I think, even during the COVID, we saw it was the local Kirana store guy who came to the rescue of many families. Though he kept it open for 3 hours, he made sure he was able to deliver everything. And general trade, whatever it is a lifeline for this country. So he's put it very beautifully. Has Nahar joined us? Not yet joined us, okay. So let me move now to Mayank Rastogi ji, the quick commerce man, Blinkit. Post-COVID, I think this has been an amazing story for quick commerce. It was in COVID that the quick commerce really, sustained and really took the next step. There are 3 major players already in the market today, whether it is Zepto, it is Instamart, and Blinkit, and each of you have a different model altogether. Could you put across to you as to what your model is, and how do you see? Because generally the perception with many people is they need to see the product, they need to touch the products. But you in your online platforms, how are you attracting the customers and trying to drive the sales for us?
Good morning, everyone. Like my fellow told, yes, this GT is doing the trust and other things. If I talk, I say there is one proverb in Hindi. प्यासा कुएं के पास जाता है, कुआं कभी प्यासे के पास नहीं जाता है. But the quick commerce has changed the view. When the consumer need, we deliver you, and whenever you need it. Because when you talk about it like the e-commerce, how the e-commerce is differentiated for quick commerce. When if you need something in night, immediately the quick commerce will deliver you. And this way we are differentiating and say every channel is important in India. India is such a big country where every channel is important. Nobody can say, yes, this will replace this one. Obviously, the relevance will play a major role based on the service and the quality service. As far as the trust is concerned, how the quick commerce is build that trust is something by giving the services when, the Gen Z and the new consumers which are looking the consumption from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and beyond that one. There is not like in earlier age where we start have a breakfast at 9 o'clock or lunch at 9 o'clock, dinner at 9 o'clock. Generally, a lot of new generation taking lunch at dinner at 10 or 12 o'clock. And they realize, oh, I need something. Things are evolving. And where I think the quick commerce is playing a major role in this. And now if I talk about the nuts piece, like, we are talking about the cashew. So you have a different type of varieties. I am not expert of the varieties and others. But we understand what the consumer want. That's like we have a different grammages, 100, 200, 500 grams. Every grammage have a different use case. So when we build, if you are doing the puja, you don't need a 500 gram of cashew. You need 100 gram cashew, which is good for your puja. If you are for house consumption or for guest point of view, you always want to give you a better quality because that time is like you want to showcase what personality we are. So always you want to keep 180 to 40 kind of the cashew in on table. But when you are like, because of the social media today, a lot of people become a very chef. Now that time you want a good quality product on your as an ingredient. Like if you are making a curry, cashew curry, which is very famous in southern part of India, you use might be 180, 240 or 400, whatever, which is feasible. But if you are making a sweets, you need a 2-piece. Because in a whole, if you try to cut it, might be your, cashew will not be the perfect, which the industry will give us. In case of if you are making pudding, so you need a broken one. So that's why, and that's, as a quick commerce, we understand the consumer need, and we're trying to fulfill that need. Generally, we cater the need. We don't say we can create the demand. There's a lot of demand already in India. Only one thing, you have to cater on time. That's why we are creating the trust. We are making the relevance for a consumer point of view.
Lovely. That's a consumer behavior that he is putting across. He says before you blink it, you must get it in your hand. So that's a lovely name they have to. I think one point that I would like to raise here, Mayank, is most of the people feel that the price sensitiveness, everyone feels that, you need to push the price down for increasing the consumption. So ever since the quick commerce has come into this play, many people feel we are unable to, push our higher qualities because cashew, as you know, comes in. Yesterday there was a major discussion on number of qualities, grades, and all that we make. But the quick commerce or the modern retail focus on only 3 to 4 grades, as you mentioned, splits, pieces, maybe 320, 450, 2-3 variants. What do you see the potential to even bring in this high quality? You feel this impulsive buying, this convenience aspect of it comes in only for cheaper and economic brand, or you see a potential to look at quality too?
So, what we have seen till so far in quick commerce, the premiumization is happening in every aspect. In every commodity, we have seen premiumization happening. In the nuts also. Only one thing is taking time. Also, we have to educate the consumers. We have to tell them why they are paying premium. Because, as a consumer, I have no idea it's a 400 to 180, 240. Because, they take it a different way. When you say 400, they feel 400 is a better quality. But they didn't understand the 400, we are talking about the count. So that's something where we have to actually educate more. And I think where the social media will, going forward, will play a major role. Where, the influencer will tell, and also, like we are also trying to educate our consumers, why they should pay the premium. Why somebody is asking the premium on this, because this is a better quality. And this we have seen it across in not only the dry food category, other categories also. Like in case of the atta case, we have done a premiumization. We are working closely with the big manufacturers, like where we are selling more sharbati atta than anybody else. Because consumers don't have accessibility sometimes. Because sometimes sometimes the retailer's agenda or the retail shop's agenda. This is, I want to push that one. Here we say we don't push the things, we always educate the consumers, also tell them this is something which you should do. As I said earlier, like if somebody is coming at a home, you definitely keep it 320 or 240 or 180 kind of the cashew. You don't want to keep a 400 or broken to the consumer. Only one thing is you have to tell the consumer what kind of the use case. Because you know, when you go to the consumer, you say, I need a 1 kg of cashew. You are not telling the retailer for which purpose I need it. Now, as you are taking own decisions, and the Gen Z and the new age consumer, they are taking own decisions. They said, we don't rely on anybody else. Yes, they know why we need it. Only one time that we have to tell them, if this is this use case, you have to use this variant. If this is a different use case, you have to do this one.
I think that's a brilliant point that you brought out. So should we look at yesterday that discussion on nomenclature of grades and everything. So should we look at listing itself as a gifting grade, as a, so that people get to know when they look at it why it is premium, because from the name that you are providing itself.
In this direction, we also start working on it to educate and then tell the consumer why should they charge, why anyone is charging the premium. Because brands can be built, but only one thing you have to educate. Why you are now this time, because this is a commodity. The problem with this, when the brands to build, like in commodities, if you have to build the brand, you have to educate the consumer. The great classic example is of the rice. The people, basmati rice, there is one tukda mogra. The most of the consumers, like what we have seen in the complaint, those who are the new consumers, they say, we have bought the mogra rice, but it is a broken. Unfortunately, from term of mogra, they understand it's a very fragrant or it's a scented rice. But mogra means it's a broken in trade. So there are a lot of confusion that we have to educate the consumer. Yeah. So this is something where we are also trying to...
No, I completely agree with you. Quite some time back, when we started with modern retail, I remember the buyer coming to my factory and then asking me the rates for W320 and W240. And then he asked me, W240 in a kg, how much? I said 500 to 520 nuts. And then he asked me, what is the count in 320? I said, it's 700. He said, then should 320 be not more expensive than 240? Because you're getting more number of cashews. So everyone has a perspective to what the value is for him. And I think you put it out very brilliantly on how we should focus it from the quick-com perspective, the digital marketing side. Ashok, you are the local guy, the Panrutti big boss here. Oh, no. This is a market which is really coming up of age, Panrutti, that what we hear from the most of the traders, how they have picked up from their short-term consumption to the long-term thing, and we have seen a lot of demand and improvement in quality and everything from the Panrutti side. Could you probably throw some light on the South? No, normal point here is everybody looked at South as a manufacturer and North as a consumer. We are now seeing also South. I am even told that Kaju Katlis come from North to South these days. So could you probably throw some light on the markets here and how Panrutti is also evolving as a great processing origin?
Yeah, I'm grateful to AICA for giving me an opportunity to share this dais. Thank you, Mr. Ramki, for giving me an opportunity. I am from Panrutti, but I am a cashew dealer in all the origins. I say not only in Panrutti origin, all the origins. Though I have a packing center in Panrutti, I deal all the origins. Regarding the quality and everything, depending on Panrutti is the, Mangalore is the best quality or Panrutti is the best quality and all those things I don't agree. I request AICA to come to an join hand with the associations of respective state. For example, say they have to join hand with the Panrutti Association to inspect the qualities, how they produce. They go to the rural areas. I mean to say that the small villages where the cashew is produced and educate them the grades to do the quality grades in all the states. Let them go to Bengal, then them go to Kantai, where lot of thousands of small villages are there. I need AICA to form a executive committee inside the AICA, All India Cashew Association. They go and share hand with the respective association of the respective states and go to these small villages and educate them to grade the qualities and then them to market in the upper market, whether it is in north market or south market, doesn't matter. Then the quality and the things, the best quality of the cashew will come up automatically. Because there are a lot of organized sector is there in Karnataka, some in Tamil Nadu, some in Gujarat, some in Jaipur, everyone has come up. But the small sectors in small villages are too much. Still there are too much in all the states. I urge AICA to initiate with this, putting up an executives with the support of the respective state and go to the states and join hands with the small farmers to educate them to produce the quality cashews. This itself will, I think, forfeit the things of this is a medium quality, this is best quality, this is low grade, this is high grade. All this will come down.
Ashok, I think it's a good suggestion. In fact, AICA has a trade facilitation committee for which I am heading as one. I think we'll look into this. It's a very good suggestion that's coming from you.
And one more thing, as far as the advertisement of the cashew kernel is not the main thing. The marketing of the awareness is the main thing. I mean to say that you market the awareness of a product, you market the awareness of cashew. There is a myth, cashew means cholesterol. ऐसा मार्केट में लेके आओ कि कैश्यू 10 कैश्यू खाने से गुड कोलेस्ट्रॉल होता है, लोगों को ये दिमाग में होना चाहिए. मतलब जो मार्केटिंग ऑफ द अवेयरनेस, इसकी में न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू ये है, जो भी है, उस सब चीज़ को प्लेटफॉर्म में लेके आना चाहिए. जो मार्केटिंग ऑफ द अवेयरनेस, आई मीन टू से कैश्यू का अवेयरनेस को मार्केट कीजिए ताकि आम पब्लिक को मालूम पड़े कि भाई हाँ, इसमें इतना सारा बेनिफिट्स है. दिस इज सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू करें. इसमें एक और सजेशन कि वेयर द मनी कम्स फ्रॉम. आई टोल्ड इन द अर्लियर वन मोर समिट इन बंगाल, इफ आई रिमेंबर, आइका को एक बॉडी बनाना चाहिए जिसमें हर सेल्स, हर एसोसिएशन, हर स्टेट का एसोसिएशन जो भी बिल बनता है, एक डिब्बा काजू में 8 आना मिसलेनियस चार्जेस करके कलेक्शन करे हर व्यापारी से, और वो फंड आइका बॉडी को देवे, और आइका बॉडी एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाए जो अवेयरनेस करे कैश्यू का, कैश्यू न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू और हर चीज़ के लिए सोशल मीडिया में वो पैसा यूज़ करे.
This is great to hear from a trader saying this. I would also like to pose with Ashok ji a similar proposal that when we sell to you or when we sell to all the traders, can we collect that small amount as which can be passed on to the consumer also as a marketing fee or something like that,
yes,
if you want to generate?
Yes, we all ready. As far as Tamil Nadu Cashew Association, we will be the first association to collect all this money and forward it to AICA.
Great news. Ashok ji, just another point that I wanted to raise here is you sitting here in this region, you are dealing with all varieties of, what major difference do you see with the quality of the cashews from different origins? Whether it is Panruti, whether it is from Andhra, whether it is from Bangalore. Is there a distinction that commands any value premium or anything like that? Is there anything that we need to do? What is your trader's perspective on origin qualities?
Well, the origin keep on changing. One time it comes an Indian origin, one time it comes an African qualities. Even in this Africa, there are 10 countries. And every origin has their own different taste. A bit different taste is there. So for that, We cannot particularly say it is an cashew of Benin or it is a Benin of, product of Ghana or in India. That we cannot say. As far as taste is concerned, cashew general consumer consider उनके mind में एक लगा हुआ है, they have a cashew will taste be like this, that's all.
Yes, I think that's the point, that we have to understand how to bring in homogeneity and see that, your marketing becomes easier. Vinayji, I just want to ask you, you just heard Sumit Saran's promotional talk out here. You have been part of the AICA marketing podcasts and all those things. So we saw Ashok ji mentioning, we have to make consumer aware about the beneficial aspects on consumption of cashew in terms of health benefits. What do you see, from the stories that we have seen here on pistachios, almonds and everything? Are we to focus more on health still after these many years, or should you look at it as a very good snacking or a different concept that we have? What is your feedback from the traders?
Well, I think that most of the cashew, directly or indirectly, is going for a snacking purpose. More than 65-70% is going for snacking. If we can aware the public about health part, definitely we are going to see a great boom. Let me give you one example. There are 3 types of cashew. If we can market it like this, there is different cashew for kitchen, there is different cashew for bedroom, there is different cashew for drawing room. So we need to sell all type of cashew for different places. Another, for the snacking purpose also, there is a very good example. Yesterday, I think I was telling to you about garam masala. How garam masala changed in last 20 years. We had garam masala made at home, 1 kg garam masala made. From that garam masala, we used to make pav bhaji, chole, chicken, mutton, everything. Now came different brands with new strategy. Are ye kya kar rahe ho? Tum paap kar rahe ho. Pav bhaji is been made by pav bhaji masala only. Now household or anyone makes pav bhaji with that pav bhaji masala. Then again with chola masala. And after 6 months, that pack has been expired and has been thrown away. So we can teach, or we can give like promotion. For example, for gravy, you have to use BB. For biryani, for garnishing, you have to use 2 pieces. For making sweets, you can use 4 pieces. To eat cashew at home, normally you can use 320 and 240. And for gifting, you use 210 and 180. This will give sale for each and every grade in cashew. So we can publicize this very easily.
Yes, so the various segments that we can cater and educate, he says even bedroom, you can have different cashews. I don't know whether he's suggesting it's a great aphrodisiac too. All right, coming to Varunji, post this GST era, we've seen this, the startups or a lot of new mandis or the shopkeepers who are coming up, who are now able to buy directly, source directly from the manufacturers and market and all those things. Do you see this as a growing thing that could probably improve our consumption? How do you think it will impact the GT trade?
Yeah, it's good. Tier 2 and Tier 3 customers are directly dealing with the companies. It's both the benefits of the companies and the traders. When they jump into the market, they give the best rate to the companies, and the margins we get more according to them. And there is a factor between companies, Tier 1, Tier 2 and the general trader is the credit factor. Credit-wise, if you give credit to your 10 years, 12 years or 15 years customer easily, but not give credit to the Tier 1 or Tier 2 or new customer. So this will grow parallelly. Thank you.
Yes. Mayank, one last question for you on quick commerce. Confusion is, modern trade to e-commerce and e-commerce to quick commerce. So this convenience aspect of it, I think generally e-commerce is anyway convenient, but you made it hyper convenient by getting things in this. So how do you see this quick commerce grow as against the other, the major modern trades that we are seeing? Where do you put quick commerce segment Are you saying that this could be probably with the new Gen Z what you said, could be the most popular one, or is there a limitations to the growth in this quick commerce?
So, if you ask me question 2 years back, so I say it would be the limitation. But now last 1 year, we have seen there is no limitation. We have reached to a tier 2, tier 3 cities. And we see the huge demand is coming from there. The why, like people were asking why the consumers of the tier 3 city, they need quick commerce. Because the convenience is not a big factor for them. But if you see the assortment and the accessibility of the good quality product, like city like Begusarai, city like Rudrapur Haldwani, where might be that you will not get the 240 or 180 kind of the cashew. I'm talking about only in the cashew perspective. There are a lot of examples if you want to ice cream in that particular region. You generally get the Amul or any other local ice cream. But if you want to London Dairy or any other new kind of the sugar-free ice cream, which are not easily available till now in these regions. But because of the quick commerce, we have changed this one. And that's why we see the growth story is not, of the quick commerce is not in the metros and tier 1, it is beyond tier 2, tier 3 cities. As far as the rural is concerned, we have no idea about it. But yes, still India is such a big country. Like we are available in more than 200 cities. And we are also figuring out how can we reach to, how to penetrate more areas. And we see we are getting a very good growth. So growth story, last 4 or 5 years, I don't see there is no issue in quick commerce.
No, so you deliver through the dark stores chain system. So I was thinking, you require now every kilometer so many dark stores or whatever it is to beat the time that you are providing. So going forward, do you see you tying up with the local general trade or the kirana shops to help you grow this business? Is there a potential to that, or it doesn't fit into your model at all?
I think this is a strategic question. So in my limitation, I don't think so that we are going to, because, to control the supply chain, and then you need a hold. Because this thing we already tried thrice. Like in Blinkit, Grofers, earlier we tried this thing. And that time we went with the Kirana stores. But generally the major problem used to come in the service experience to the consumer, because of the availability and maintain all these things. Always be a challenge when you are not managing themselves. So that's why you always be a dark stores where you can control everything. Assortment, serviceability, because entire quick commerce depend on the serviceability. So you have to maintain the SLAs, and we have seen it. If as your delivery time increases, your conversions start coming down. So that's why we have to hold these things. I don't think so that we like in coming days somebody will go to the kiranas and try to deliver from there. As of now, I don't think so. It's possible.
Any questions?
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. My question was specifically to Mr. Mayank. So while I remember that there was a question posed that there are 3 major players in the quick commerce space right now, but I am seeing all 3 of them, having completely different strategies and operating on completely different models. So I'd like to ask you the question as to what exactly is your model and how is it different from those models of, let's say, Zepto and Instamart?
We want to grow sustainably. We want to be in the market for a longer period of time. So we are not taking any shortcuts to gain the share and everything. And we are, like for us, we are a consumer-led platform. We are, whatever our entire thought process is to serve the consumer, and whatever they want, we are ready for a consumer point of view. We don't want to push the things from our side. This is something, is a motto which we are focusing on. So this is our agenda.
Well, he is by focusing on their strength, they have exposed the weakness of others, they say. So you have put it across very well that you believe in pull rather than push. Any other questions? Yes, Gagan has a question.
Hi, good afternoon. Great session, great session. Instead of a question, I have a suggestion to make, because I think Mayank discussed about Basmati, and we have been doing Basmati for a very long time. What actually transferred the whole thing was approach to the consumer. So what Basmati did was they started introducing varieties of Basmati which was able to relate to consumers. So a biryani rice happened, A Rosanna happened, which became a daily consuming, and a traditional happened, which went into the premium segment. Very similar thing, what we need to also look at cashew, is that it is not only for snacking during good times, whether a wedding or an evening with friends, but it needs to be converted to an daily, kind of consuming thing. How can that happen? Aspiration. So, all tier 2, tier 3 cities, they aspire to start consuming these health foods. So we need to start promoting one of that. Gen Z, of course, it is superfood and we need to just thump into and say that superfood is required. And then comes the premium segment. So if you're able to have this 360-degree approach, I guess cashew has a very unlimited scope of expansion in India. That's my submission.
Thank you, Gagan. I would have loved you to be in the part of the panel, but having given the suggestion, you made up for that. Thank you so much.
There's always the next year, sir.
Venkat from Uflex. It's a Indian MNC dealing with packaging. I don't have questions, but I have a small suggestion. E-commerce is very well servicing and gaining market in urban market. If you can spread to rural market, it will become win-win situation for AICA. Their product reaches all over the country and they can gain the sale as well as you can also increase your market share. This is my suggestion. Also, if the cashew can be promoted as a necessity commodity instead of, many people think it's a luxury product. Only people who are rich, they can have it. But if you can promote it as a basic food, basic meal, then there will be tremendous increase in the sale. This is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pota. Being from the packaging industry, very useful inputs.
Hello.
Yes, Sabaj.
During your discussion, you and anywhere in our industry, for health point of view, everybody say cholesterol, cholesterol, cholesterol. Really, cholesterol is a very bad thing. And there are two kinds of cholesterol, that is LDL and HDL. In other words, more commonly, we can say that bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. Cashew is having good cholesterol. More technically, we can say monounsaturated fat, that is oleic acid, which is not known. We can suggest, we can pressure the audience. It is having good cholesterol. Simply, if you will mention good cholesterol, I feel it will give a very good impact in the society.
Thank you, Sabaji. I have another question here from the Slido here, which says, how can a new processor connect with the trader directly? Can we have application of buyers and sellers from AICA? This is for Rahul. Can we have application of buyers and sellers from AICA officially? You want to respond to that?
All buyers and all sellers are requested to become AICA members. AICA has already printed a directory. They're available in AICA stall here. And if anybody wants, we are ready to share the online directory also. So you can see the buyer seller name and you can approach them directly. Going forward, there is also a possibility that we can do verified by AICA if it is required. But for that, we need more participation. Thank you.
Typical of our president, he's been passionately promoting AICA more than the cashews in the last 2 days. And the way he has done it today, yes, this is an answer. Become AICA members, participate and network during these conferences. Let these conferences grow big. Yes, Ashok. So with this, I close. One more.
Being buyer consistent delivery of good quality cashews is crucial. We are facing issues with inconsistent quality and mixing in buckets. How do we address this situation?
Mayank, being a buyer, consistent delivery of good quality is crucial. We are facing issues. This is from the buyers, of course. Consistent quality of mixing in buckets. How do you address this?
Well, I don't think there is much problem. You buy it from a good processor, reliable processor, or mediator, good mediator in between. You have to definitely separate good and bad.
You go to Mewa Mitra, you will find everything open. You will not have a good. So thank you very much. I am
Just a
really
query from my side.
Pardon?
In the earlier session of Sumit sir about American pistachio and walnut, he told me global campaign was run. I just want to inquire
who is running this global campaign of walnut pistachio? Because awareness regarding this, we have talked much about it. Awareness of cashew is much, it needs more. Because during my childhood, when a bunch of dry fruit comes to the table, my mother has to told me that eat less cashew. You can eat almond, pistachio, but eat less cashew. As a layman, there's a myth in mind of everybody that cashew are harmful. They told less cashew and eat more almonds or pistachio more. We want to increase the consumption of value and something. The awareness has to be there.
Absolutely, I take your point. And when you ask me who promotes them, it is the board, respective, the walnut, the pistachios board. The kind of money they have to spend and create this impact is what we saw when pistachios appointed Bumrah. And you saw that entire train with that pistachios. See, what kind of money is required, you can just imagine. So that's where the suggestion also came that we must collect from everywhere. We must, AICA is at the job, NDFC is providing all the assistance that is required for this promotion. The generic promotion is on our agenda, and I really appreciate your question. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful interaction, and I really thank Mayank, Mr. Varun, and Vinay, and Ashok for the wonderful participation they had in this.